We'll start standing in our mountain pose. Feet hip distance apart. And take a few gentle neck rolls here, dropping your right ear to your right shoulder, rolling your chin down to your chest before you release left ear over to left shoulder. Take a few rounds like that. Take any organic movement that feels right as you roll your head from side to side. Allowing your chin to guide you, moving through the full range of motion of your neck. Your next out breath, go ahead and spread your arms out wide like a capital T. Bend your elbows, place your palms together, and reach both arms forward as your chin drops into your chest. Bring your palms back to heart center. Allow your head to rise as your arms separate wide. Take a few rounds of that motion, working through our upper back, our shoulders, and our neck. Inhale to draw everything in. Exhale, release out wide. Moving with your breath. Arms spread out wide again like the capital T. Take a big lean over to your right side and then lean to your left, moving from your hips to stretch your side body. Lift your left arm up and overhead, using your right hand to grab onto right wrist and lengthen towards your left side. And release. Right arm lifts up overhead, grabbing onto your right wrist. Stretching left and release. Exhale your arms down by your sides. Take a few big shoulder rolls backwards to open up your chest. And step your feet out a bit further, wide apart, and take some hip circles here. Circling clockwise and counterclockwise. Starting to work into our lower body. Find some stillness, interlacing your fingers in front of your chest. Stretch your arms long towards the screen as your chin reaches in and reach up. Exhale to curl down towards the mat, bending your knees. Inhale to slowly roll yourself up, arms circle towards the ceiling. Interlace your fingers, reach up high. Tuck your chin in, around your back, curl down to the floor. Release to lift up. Arms circle. Palms connect and release down to your hips. Start to lift your left knee in the air. Take a few rounds of rolling that knee in circles right in line with your hip, getting into the hip joint. Reach your leg out to the side, cross it back behind you. Bend your knee, bring it back to center. Place the foot down. Next side, knee goes out to the side. Take some really generous knee circles, circling clockwise, counterclockwise. Bit of a balance challenge here. If you need to hold on to something, by all means, please do. A wall, a chair, something sturdy. Cross the knee back in front, place your foot down. Shifting the weight forward and back from your toes to your heels, stretching out your feet and your ankles. If you'd like to, you can add a little swing of the arms to help give you a little momentum and balance as you shift the weight forward and back. Pause for a brief moment of stillness on your mat. And bend into your knees. And start to take your knees in circles, clockwise, counterclockwise. Feeling this probably more in your ankles and your feet than you do in your knees, but a little bit of mobility work for the knee joints here. And lift up high onto your toes, your heels will be in the air. Exhale, start to bend your knees to sink your hips down to the mat for a squat. Hold the toes stretch for a breath. Bring your palms down to the mat for some extra balance support. And then exhale to release your knees down to the mat and have a seat on your bottom. stretching both legs long. Take a few rounds of letting your feet flop open on either side of the mat, and then crossing at the tops of your feet and pointing them forward, stretching out the tops of the feet. Grab onto the back of the right thigh and take a few rounds bending your knee into your chest and straightening your leg long. And gently we'll move on to the left side. Hug your left knee into your chest, grabbing onto the back of the left thigh. Take a few rounds of bending and straightening your left knee. Really kicking that foot out with some force. Get some fresh blood flowing through your legs. And place the sole of the left foot on the inside of your right thigh and take a few rounds of lifting and lowering your knee towards the mat. Take some really big sweeping arm circles with your left arm. Getting our shoulder mobility into this hip and hamstring stretch. You can lean your upper body into this stretch any amount that you'd like to. Go ahead and drop your ear over to your shoulder as your arm reaches out to your side. Take the next stretch. And exhale, fold forward over your straight leg. This could be a deep fold. Your torso can still be lifted. It all depends on the space you have in your hips and your hamstring. Take that on the right side now. Sole of the right foot on the inside of your thigh. Take a few rounds of lifting and lowering your knee to the mat. Just allowing that motion to happen from your hips, but you can use your hands to assist. And place your hand back behind you as you take sweeping arm circles on the right side, getting into your right shoulder joint. And exhale, drop into the next stretch. Your ear reaches towards your shoulder as your arm reaches out at an angle. And inhale to lift and stretch towards your straight leg. And bring the stretch over your front shin. Walk your hands back in and make your way into a seated cross leg. Take a few gentle neck rolls here, shoulder rolls. Reaching your head, neck, and chest forward over your shins. Exhale to round your back, curl under, seated cat-cow. Flexing through your spine and balancing it with the extension. Start to settle into your breath, bringing some stillness to your practice. If it feels okay for you, just close your eyes. Just notice how your body is feeling now that we've done a little work to warm up, wake up, and move mindfully. Start to deepen your breath and gently blink your eyes open. We'll close with some alternate nostril breathing to balance out our body. So using our thumb and our pinky, closing off my left nostril, I inhale my right and exhale through the right. My pinky closes off my right nostril so I can exhale through the left and inhale on the left. Jump in whenever you're ready, closing off one nostril at a time to inhale and exhale fully from that nostril before closing it off. Inhale and exhale fully from your opposite nostril. You might notice you have an easier time inhaling or exhaling on one side versus the other. That's totally normal. We don't breathe in equally in both nostrils, and so this breath gives us a chance to balance that off a little bit, and to cleanse out our airways. Take one last round, releasing both hands down to your knees. Just rest into your normal breath. Noticing the energy that's around you towards the end of your practice. If you're feeling a sense of calm and stillness. If you're feeling any anxiousness and excitement, no judgment either way. Just noticing, being fully present on your mat, within your own body, with your breath. Start to deepen your breath and gently blink your eyes open, placing one palm at heart center, the other palm directly on top of that. It's acknowledging you've done something loving and nourishing for your body. Namaste.